Did this man leave? Hey, y'all. Welcome. Good morning. Thank you for waking up with us. Today we have one special host and we have another member of the Elevation Academy that's going to be co-hosting with us. Here's Mr. Late KP.
Hey, I thought I had time. I thought I made it back in time. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. I guess
Good
awful
morning,
quiet.
good
I
morning.
didn't hear nobody else to look up.
Oh man, good morning, y'all. I apologize. Always technical difficulties. Listen, my youngest daughter had asked me for help real quick. I ran and thought I could come back. You hear me? I'm gassed. I tried to sprint the house. I apologize, but good morning. It sounded like Shanice did the introductions.
I did not introduce our special guest today, but I did, mention.
So I'll recap it. And do it again. So again, apologize. Tried to go into dad mode. I had 60 seconds to go father up real quick. But good morning, y'all. Elevation, it's the team. Every Wednesday, wake up Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Myself and Sharnice. We have our special guest. Terrence is my personal tax preparer. He's been on tax preparer for years. We'll cover that. And we have a member of the Elevation Academy. You guys haven't met her yet. Well, you may have met her before, but Mrs. Tamaya. We also have another member that they'll be kind of playing on and off with each other to get their faces more familiar with you guys. So, a little bit about Terrence. Terrence does tax preparation. Last year the number. I'll tell y'all like my personal experience with him. My number that he got me back last year was mind blowing. And that's because me and Jazz have been using TurboTax for the last 5 years. So I'm just thinking, hey, let's fill out a little bit of information. We'd be happy with what we get back. And then Terrence goes and he asking all types of questions, and I'm like, shit, why he need to know that? And then he like, yeah, you can get this credit, you can get that credit, you can get this credit. I'm like, oh shoot, So the number we got back was significantly more than what I'm used to, and I was super, super happy. So it's definitely worth it to have a tax preparer, versus doing it yourself. Not saying you guys can't do it yourself, but having a professional double check and look at it to make sure that you guys aren't missing anything is worth the money. The price that he charged me, I got back more than triple in refund value. So, it was definitely worth it for me. Terrence, man, let's if you want, go ahead and introduce yourself, a little bit about your background, and then we can get the show started.
All right. How everybody doing this morning? As KP said, my name is Terrence. I work with Safety of Wealth tax preparation. We actually have offices in about 4 states. We're mainly based here in Florida, but we do have offices in Georgia, South Carolina, and in Houston, Texas. I'm just here this morning, to try and do some basic tax education, answer any type of questions that you might have. So mainly I'm just here, to service you guys and try and give you some tidbits on taxes, that could help you this upcoming season.
There you go. All right. So that's good. How the show works when we have guests on, we have like 5 pre-made questions. We'll ask the questions. You guys on TikTok, you guys on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you guys are watching us from, as always, if you guys have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We will ask them live, get you guys the answers. So anything you want to know about taxes, anything you guys want to learn, anything you think you might know and you want to get a definitive answer, let us know. We'll grab it right then and there. Appreciate all the follows on TikTok. I love TikTok, man. But yeah, let's get to it. So our first question, how long have you been a tax preparer?
I've been doing taxes for 8 years now.
Cool. 8 years. All right. Then this one, and I kind of it's like a double question. So how much is the max EIC limit? And then can you explain what the acronym EIC is?
Okay. So EIC is earned income credit. All right. So that's something, most people see on all of the tax flyers where it says, 1 kid, you can get this much, 2 kids, this much, 3 kids, etc. Something that you have to be careful on, a lot of, tax companies, they exaggerate the actual number to try and have you, come in and make an appointment. So I could run down the exact numbers. So if you're a filer and you qualify for EIC, and you don't have any kids, that number is $560. For 1 child, it's $3,733. For 2 children, it's $6,164. And for 3 or more, it's $6,935. So, you might be driving down the road and you see the sign, 2 kids get back $10,000.
Yeah, I do see those.
Yeah. That's not accurate. Not saying that you can't get more from other credits, but as far as, the earned income credit, those are the maximums. And of course, there are tiers that you have to qualify as far as your from your income. That'll put you in, different brackets depending on, if you're filing, single or head of household, or you're filing, a joint tax return.
Got you. I don't know if it's me before we go too far. Is he kind of not choppy in terms of like connection, but is his voice choppy to y'all, or is that just me?
No, it's like static.
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not bad though.
But it's clear. It's clear, but it's like, static. Like I can hear static or something.
Got you. Let me pause this. Oh man. Give me one. Let me ask the next question. I gotta call the school back in dad mode, guys. So wait, actually, we have a TikTok question before I ask this one. So it just says HSA tax deductible. I'm not sure if I don't know what that means. Does that ring a bell, or should he ask it a different way? The person
HSA.
They just wrote.
Yeah, that's
HSA.
like social. That would be like a social security tax form. Okay. What's he asking about it?
That's literally all he wrote. Heath Phillips, can you go more in depth with your question? I'm not sure how you're asking that question. That's literally all he wrote was HSA tax deductible. That's all he wrote. So I'm not sure. If you want to go more in depth with the question, I can ask it for you and then we can get an answer, but I'm not too sure what you mean by that. All right. Let me I'm gonna have to mute up. I'm gonna put the next question on the stage. Charlize, can you just take over real quick? Oh wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm gonna need you to send them to me because I'm on my phone.
I'll pop them up on the screen.
Send it to Facebook, KP. I don't have no. Thank you. Yeah, he don't listen. He can take no type of direction well at all.
How much? Before I go, how much? Wait, Tamaya, you can see these questions on the screen, can't you?
Just, I can see how much can I get per child. I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll be popping them up on the screen until I can unmute.
Thank you, T.
But what did she say? It's like, no.
Jesus Christ. All right, I'll be right back, guys.
I'm sitting back. Y'all want me to lean into the forehead, into the screen and stuff? Look, we're not going to do that. We're not going to scare the people this morning.
Tamaya, you're supposed to ask him the question.
Right. I
Oh,
was
I
like, I
am.
was
Oh, my
yes.
bad.
See?
I'm sorry. I'm texting my console. Uh, how much can I get per
Hello?
child? I actually said it already.
Okay. Yeah. This year the
I'm calling the school now.
max amount for a qualifying child is $2,000. That's down from last year. I want to say
Terrence,
last year I think it might have
hold
been
on
30.
1 second. KP, please make sure you muted.
Please select one.
I'm muted,
for the
right?
registrar's office.
No, we can hear you.
2 for 6th grade.
I'm sorry.
All right. No, it's okay. Okay. I can answer that again. The
Thank
max
you.
for this tax, $2,000. That's the max per child. It's down last year. Last year, I want to say it was either 36 per child or it might have been 35 per child. So that's something, everyone needs to be aware of. Last year, the tax returns were a lot more last year because the credits were a lot more. You got more per child. You were able to claim more for your child care expenses. I want to say you could claim $5,000 for one and $10,000 for two. Now that's back down to only being able to claim $3,000 for one and $6,000 for two. So for the people who got the really really large tax returns last year, I'm just gonna be honest with you. You probably won't get the same amount. It'll be back to around what it was previous tax years. I know last year it was a lot of money put into the system, trying to help people bounce back from COVID and everything being shut down.
Okay, so I have a question.
Mhm.
So I'm hearing some talk about people saying like if you didn't file your taxes last year, that you will qualify for the tax breaks this year. Do you know if that's true?
I have not seen that in any of our notifications from the IRS or anything. I mean, that's something that I could check into, but as far as anything on my continued education stuff, no, I haven't seen that.
Okay, good. Because I'm just trying to potentially put some rumors to bed. But yeah, whenever you find that out, please let me know, and I'll make KP post it.
Okay, that's not a problem.
All right, I got another one from TikTok, y'all. So the person wrote, I'm $2,100 over to get the EITC. Is there any way to still get it? I have 2 W-2s.
So he's $2,100
over. So $2,100 over.
Yeah, there is a way for him to still get it, but that's something that he probably need to make a consultation for, and I'll be able to walk him through that.
I don't know how to say that. Like the TikTok names like kill me every week. Neil Ogden 8331. Go ahead and schedule a consultation. So the consultations are free. Text taxes to the number here, and you can get a free consultation for him to answer those direct questions like that. Every situation is going to be different.
Well, KP, I'll say it like this. He would have to find a way to lower the income to be able to get into the range.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I just want to, I say kind of put it in a broad way, just so he gets something from it. I don't want to just, to shut it down all the way, but that's something that's a little bit more, personally, it all depends on the person's, on their amount of income total. Depends, on other things that they might have as far as, how many kids, so there's a lot of other factors that could, factor into, how you want to go about, getting back down to that, into that threshold.
Yeah. Hey, Tiff is here showing all the love. We done got about 1,200 likes on TikTok now. Tiff popped up. All right, that's good. So yeah, Neil, he said thank you. So he's probably gonna text and Neil, if you are a female, I apologize. I just it's just the letter N. I'm not sure. I just assumed it was a guy. But text that number. You should get a calendar link. Yeah, you're set up with a calendar link, right, Terrence?
Yep.
When they text, okay. So when you guys text that number, you'll get his calendar link. Like I said, the consultations are free. on the call, he can tell you, you know, his pricings and things like that, depending on your situation. So let's keep it moving. Shanice, you had another question, didn't you, or no? Were you
I
asked
did
it?
not. Yes.
All right, cool. All right, here's another one. Will my refund be direct deposit? When I file my taxes with you, how will I get my refund back?
Yes, it'll be direct deposit unless you state otherwise. You know, and that should be the case with anyone that you go to. If they tell you, you know, they got to go into, you know, they got to come to them first, and then they write you a check, or you know, anything like that. If they don't offer, you know, a way for you to get your money direct deposit, I know some people do the green dot cards, the different types of cards. The only thing I advise against those cards is if something goes wrong and you can't log in, or the money go to the wrong card, you lose the card, you know, anything like that. Once that money is, you know, distributed to that card, now your tax preparer and the IRS, you know, they can't help you now. So now you're dealing with, you know, that card company, and you're trying to retrieve that money. When I first started, we did offer that, but after that happened to a client, and I'm talking about thousands of dollars, and it was nothing I could do. I felt terrible. I wish it was something that I could have did, but there was nothing I could do. You know, they forgot the password, or they entered it wrong. Something happened. Money wouldn't load on the card. They couldn't open the card. You know, they call customer service. They can't figure it out. And, you know, eventually they were able to get their money. But I've seen, you know, circumstances where people did. So, you know, I would advise always do either direct deposit, or, you know, have a check come directly from the IRS. You know, it takes a little bit longer, but at least that way, you know, you're guaranteed and you know your money is going to be secure.
I have a
There you go.
question.
Mhm.
Do you take your fees out of the refund itself?
Yes. The only time a fee will be paid up front is if you owe. So if you owe, you know, and there's like, you know, there's no refund for the fee to come out of, then of course it will be paid up front.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's a good thing, because that means you guys don't have to pay up front as long as you don't owe the IRS. Or I guess that could be a follow-up question. Now, what happens if let's say I owe the IRS? I don't know. You know, I won't put it in a situation where I'm coming in derogatory. But let's say I owe the IRS a dumb number, 10K. I don't know that I owe them 10K, but you file my taxes and they take all of it. How would you get paid? Like, how
Okay,
does that work?
so as far as, you know, if you don't know that you owe the IRS and we file a tax return and they take it, you know, really how I would get paid, I'm pretty much at the mercy of the customer now. If you know, if the refund is garnished, you know, I'll let them know. I can send them a bill. You know, if I want to go to route of, you know, send it to collections or something like that. For the most part, most people that you work with, you know, who you know really don't know, you know, how I do it. You know, they come back next year and they file again. You know, the fee will just come out of that tax return. You know, and most people are good about it. You know, to be honest with you, you know, most people are trying to do the right things. You know, they're not out trying to, you know, rob or anything like that. So if I'm helping somebody, and for some reason, you know, they didn't know they owe, you know, you have, especially with men, you know, might be, you know, something to do with child support or something like that, or people that have student loans. Sometimes, you know, you might be, you know, behind on your student loan, you know, and, you know, you haven't seen the mail, you know, you don't know that that's going to be garnished, because a lot of times, you know, you go to file your taxes, and if you ain't paid your student loans and you late on the payment, you know, they just take it. You know, them, you know, heads up or anything like that until it's taken. So I understand, you know, stuff happens with people. So, you know, I'm always trying to help people, you know, and then if someone comes to me, you know, ahead of time and says, you know, I owe X amount of dollars, you know, can you get me that much paid back, and, you know, enough where I have a tax return still and you can get paid. So if someone comes to me that way, then we already know coming into the situation, I need to help this person, cover this bill, and, cover my fee. And for the most part, that's normally possible. That was something I was going to speak on, like for people that owe for high earners or, self-employed 1099 people, definitely schedule a consultation. Do not feel like, well, I'm supposed to pay the IRS. I got to pay the IRS. There's a lot of people, that make a lot of money, who get tax returns. So don't assume and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, thinking, well, I can't get a tax break because, I don't have a big business or, I don't have a, whole bunch of write-offs. It's a lot of different write-offs. There's a lot of things that's available to people. If you go to a tax preparer, someone that knows, the tax codes and what to look for, and do a thorough interview with you. So if you sit down, you're paying a person to prepare your taxes and they're not asking you questions, then I would say, that's probably not going to be a person who's going to find every credit that's out there for you.
See, and a lot of times, like, people don't know that. People don't know, and this is, I'll talk from my personal experience. You don't know all the tax breaks that you're gonna get, or you don't know the tax breaks that you qualify for, because that tax world is a whole different world. Just like credit repair, it's like, the basics. Everybody knows the basics. I just file. I'll put in my W-2 information. I'll answer some yes or no questions, and I'll be done. But in reality, I'm learning this from you last year, Terrence. Like, did you take care? Did you take your kids to daycare? Did you have to pay for your parents to have care for? Did you have any business write-offs? Did you have any business expenses and things like that you can write off? One example would be like the the weight limit, the 6 ton, everybody trying to get a G-Wagon and they say, oh, you can write it off. That's what everybody knows, quote unquote, but nobody actually knows what the write-off process is. Like, you're not just getting the truck for free. You got to do certain things and put in certain information so that way you're not paying the taxes for the money that you spent on the vehicle, not necessarily getting the truck for free. So it's like what you just said touched on a lot of things that a lot of people don't really understand. And that's why it's important to go to a professional, y'all.
And just to speak on that part, there is a way to also get a tax break on the vehicle that's not an SUV. So I know that's the one that's real popular, and it is a very big, tax break, but you don't have to have a vehicle, 6 tons or whatever it is, 6,000 pounds, to have the tax break. So, I just want to put that out there. So if you did buy a vehicle this year, for your business, there is a way that you can write it off. You can still get something back from that. Another big thing, like if you bought an electric vehicle, it's a lot of credits out for electric vehicles. That's just a few things that's real easy. Also, if you have a business, even if you don't have an LLC, or EIN number, if you did any type of side work, you should let your tax preparer know that, because it might be able to help you. I know everybody first thing they think, I made some money, and sweep it under the table. I don't got to report this money, but sometimes reporting that money can actually help you increase your tax return.
I just put my conversation.
We got technical difficulty. The chat, I don't know why. The Facebook chat, I'm on my phone, but the Facebook, there people are talking and it's not populating. Every single week we have technical difficulties. This kills me. But David said, I need that for sure. Definitely got to text Terrence. Yeah. David, text that number on the screen or text taxes to the number that's on the screen. What's going to happen is you're going to get an automated text with Terrence's calendar link so you can schedule your consultation. Like, the stuff that he's telling you guys is I'm learning new stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you. Look, he does my taxes, so it's to the point where it's a trust system there. But that was built, obviously he's a stranger to you all. So you want to have the consultation. You want to sit down and talk to him, let him learn a little bit about you and vice versa. For me, I did that last year and the year prior. So it's like, I know, like if Terrence say, AKP, look, what you do? Here go my stuff. Like this year, I ain't asking no questions. Hey, Terrence, what forms you need me to send over? And I send them over. So it's really good to have that relationship with your tax preparer as well, because they're going to take care of you. Once you get someone professional, and listen, this is no shade to anybody that's doing taxes unprofessionally, but the professionals, I want to say they can take care of you better, specifically for audits. That can we talk about that a little bit, Terrence? Like, what is the audit process? What happens if somebody gets audited?
Well, for the most part, most people, it's pretty simple. They get a letter, let them know, that they're audited, saying there's something about the audits. The audits are random. You can't be randomly audited. You could have a regular W-2, no write-offs, no nothing, and they can audit you. Sometimes you get audited. And then again, back to talking about doing things and not using a professional and not using someone who's using proper documentation, and the proper credits for you. You could get red flag, and that's another way that you could be audited. But I know a lot of people, they think, oh man, I'm getting audited. The IRS about to come kick my door down. They about to take me to jail. Nah, boss, it don't work that way. Like, it don't work that way. They're gonna send you a letter. And if you pay the tax preparer, you should be able to take that letter to your tax preparer. Like if you use me, you can take the letter to me, and then I'll help you respond to that letter. And as long as we have all the proper documentation and everything, that's all they want to see. But when you don't respond and you let it keep going and going and going, that's when you can get into a little bit more trouble. But I always tell people, the earlier they respond to the IRS, the earlier that you send them whatever documents that they asking, for the most part, they will work with you. They will work with you, because I know you see the people in the news, going to jail for tax fraud and all that kind of stuff. Trust me, they ain't going to prison for $1,000. You know what I'm saying? No people done stole, that's millions of dollars, stuff like that. So, don't be afraid, if your tax preparer say he can get you back a couple of bands, don't freeze up. Trust me, they ain't coming to get you.
It's funny you say that. Like I was trying to hold my laugh, and when you were saying the IRS not gonna kick in your door, I swear to you. So I used to think, and it's true story. So one time, and I didn't push through with it, but one time I was on TurboTax, and my thought process was, I wonder what would happen if I triple these numbers. Like, what I'm saying? My W-2 said a certain number, and I was like, you know what? I wonder what would happen if I go to a calculator and I just triple all the numbers. And one of my friends was like, man, you gonna get your ass locked up. Don't do that, KP. I was like, man, look, I just did it to see what the TurboTax refund came out to, and it wasn't even double. So I was like, yeah, it ain't worth the risk. I might go to jail. I don't want them coming to my house like, oh yeah, you did tax fraud or whatever. And it frightened me for life. I was always scared that the FBI, how the TV shows be, they pull up all around your house. You try to run outside, they already in the backyard. So for me, you said that, he was talking to me, y'all. That was me being that scared. I was like, look, I be scared.
It's not. It's not that dramatic. It's not that dramatic. So just like the same thing, the IRS, when you go to a seminar, they come in and they talk to us, every year before the tax season starts. The first thing they say, is make sure things are within reason. So, they understand everyone's trying to get money back. Everybody, going to try and find the loopholes. And that's why they come in and tell us, just make sure, things are documented and the credits are within reason for that person's income. So, if you make X amount of dollars, if you make $20,000 or $30,000 or something like that, you can't have, $20,000 in write-offs, because the first thing they can say, well, how you lived all year, so, things have to make sense. I know you'll go to some people, and they'll try and put anything on your tax return just so you can have a bigger, tax return, they could try and charge you more money, but that's how you end up getting that first letter from the IRS, and then you end up having to pay the money. Then of course, if you can't pay it back, you end up in garnishments. That's what happens to most people. They end up in garnishments, not the door getting kicked in and all that kind of stuff. So, you just have to use common sense. You just have to use common sense. You can't, say you started a business and your business, didn't make a lot of money, and, your career, your job, you're not a high earner, and, tell me that you bought a Escalade, what I'm saying, a SUV that you need to do a tax break on. And it's like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, well, you say your business only made, X amount of dollars. So, how'd you buy that car? And those are questions that your tax preparer should ask you. So don't be offended, if you talking to a tax preparer or if you're talking to myself and I'm asking you questions, because all I'm trying to do is just make sure, that we do this the safest way possible, and still get you back the most money.
I got one from TikTok. Danny Wiggins 442. He said, "What are some common things that will garnish your taxes?"
Student loans. That's a big one. That's a big one that a lot of people have. Being back on student loans. With men, child support.
Hey, women too, man. Don't throw that just on men.
In my experience, it's mostly the men. Anytime a man show up and he say, I ain't claiming the kids, that's the first thing I'm asking. Are you on child support? Are you behind on child support? So that'll tell me a lot about, what's going on right there. Those are the two big ones. And then basically any government funded program that you get money from and, it's delinquent, they can take it from the IRS.
Okay.
So it's a lot of different ways people get money from the government. If you even stuff like if you get too much food stamps and stuff like that, I heard them coming back and taking it out of your tax return if you couldn't pay it. So basically, any type of government funded money, if you're behind and you owe it, and it goes delinquent, they could garnish it from your tax return. But the two biggest ones, student loans, child support. Like those are the two most common ones I run into.
Gotcha. The follow-up was what about police citations like speeding tickets or parking tickets, things like that?
I've never seen those. Personally, I haven't seen those. No.
Look, if you have them, pay those, man. Those can turn into criminal offenses if they sit for too long or getting your car booted. We ain't worried about taxes. You can't get to work if your wheels don't move. So don't play around with these tickets.
So I remember this was like fresh out of high school. And by fresh out of high school, I mean I was still in high school. I got a littering fine. That's ultimately what I was charged with. And I was like, I don't have no job right now. I'm not going to pay this ticket. So it wasn't the IRS. The state goes in and take those taxes. So like if you get a refund from your states, the states literally sent me a letter and was like, yeah, you owe us $500.
Yes, that's true. I didn't think about that.
They took it out of my refund. So
yeah, for states that have state taxes, like here in Florida, there's no state tax here in Florida. But
I learned that when I first moved in here too. When that was another thing that contributed to my refund because they're not taking the state tax, so it's like my checks are bigger, and we good. Hey, Florida, this is why everybody keep moving here. I need y'all to stay out. I'm not a true Floridian yet, but Terrence will tell y'all the Floridians, they hate us. We're foreigners. We foreigners. You know what I'm saying? We coming in and invading they state. But yeah, man, that state tax, that's huge. I think TikTok, we're good on TikTok. We have one more. So this is good for everybody to understand. Can you do my taxes if we are not in your state?
Yes, I can do taxes no matter what state you're in. Even if you
Are
have
they
state, even if you have state taxes, I can file those for you also.
okay? Now,
So
are taxes restricted to the U.S.? Like I don't like does international? It's just
no,
U.S.
yep, Okay. Yeah, it's just money made here in the country. Yeah.
Oscar said, "I'm here in Florida. Do you have an office?"
Yes, I do. I'm in Orlando, Florida. The office is in Orlando.
Do you want me to? You want me to put your office, the address to your office down here,
Yeah. Hold on. I'll text it to you real quick.
Okay.
I'll send it
All
over
right,
to you.
I'm gonna put it on the ticker. Once he texts it to me, I'll put it on the ticker so that way you guys can. Anybody that's local, hey, look, if you guys are here in Orlando, come meet him in person. He's a real guy. You know. A lot of people. I mean, listen, for a first time experience, a lot of people want to meet you face to face. And I get it. You know, being a coach and speaking to individuals every day, trust me, I understand. The face to face experience is a lot different from giving somebody a handshake. It's like, oh, you are real. It's like, you know, the trust. I don't know. Shaking somebody's hand, the trust, it just comes a little bit quicker versus, hey, I'm this video speaker guy that teaches you stuff. All right. There you go.
I just sent it over to you.
All right, cool. Let me put it.
Oh yeah, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like I do virtual, you know, but if you want to come into the office, if you local, you know, by all means, you know, schedule an appointment. You come in, have a seat. We could do it all right there, you know, face to face. That's not a problem at all.
I got a question. Somebody just asked me.
Yes, ma'am.
They started a business last year, like 2 years ago. Well, 2 years ago. And they didn't file business taxes the first time. What do you say to that, or what do you think about that?
Did they get any type of 1099s from anybody for any work that they did? Because if they were paid cash and the money never was reported to the IRS from another party, then, you know, they really don't have to, you know, they don't have to go back, you know, and file that.
Okay, so this person is actually me. So
Hey man, what?
look,
This person is actually me.
Actually, somebody just asked me when she said 2 years. I was like, "Tia, you talking about you?" But I ain't say nothing. I'm like,
okay, I never
that's me.
filed. It was me. I never filed because I was scared that I owed, because I was like, I don't got enough money to pay them, so I never filed, right? But I have a merchant account. I think I may have a 1099 from my affiliate links, maybe.
If you got a merchant account, if you got paid on the merchant account, then yeah, they reported that money. Yeah.
Okay, so now what? Now that I'm here, because I plan on filing this year.
Okay. We would have to look at, you know, I don't want to ask you, you know, that on the line. We have to look at, you know, how much money it was. You know,
Okay.
so you might be underneath the threshold if you were just starting. You know, I don't know how much you made, so you might have been an amount, you know, that you didn't have to report that year. Because I know, you know, some of the, you know, like Cash App and, you know, some of these other places are lowering that limit, you know, and making people, you know, sending people 1099s. So
Yeah, it
was
a decent amount of money. So
okay, well, yeah, well then we got to go back, you know what I'm saying? We just have to amend your taxes, you know, from that year. And we just have to, you know, have all your write-offs and everything, you know, because if you were starting the business, I'm sure you had startup costs. You know, and there's some other, you know, there's some other stuff, you know, if you got a home office and there are other things, you know, we could basically do the same thing we do this year. We just have to do it for last year, amend that tax return, and that will have to be mailed in since it's a past year tax return. You can't e-file it.
okay.
To help you,
we'll talk. I booked the consultation already, but yeah.
All right.
That's my story.
Your merchant should send I think, and Terrence could correct me, I think it's a 1099K. Is that what I gave you last year, Terrence?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's I know it's a 1099 with the letter attached to it, but the merchant should send it. I get like all the like Stripe sent one, you know, Goat sent one, all of my payment processors they'll send you the individual tax forms along with, well, I use we use Gusto. So Gusto already did my team's W-2s. This is, sorry to steal it, but this is cool. This is my first year having actual W-2s that I need to send to my employees. You know what I'm saying? Usually it's me working a 9 to 5 and waiting for the job to send me a W-2. Now I'm the employer and I get to mail them out. It costs to mail these things out. So I need you guys to know that. But it's cool, man. It's a heartwarming experience. Like, damn, I am providing W-2s for people. Like, people are getting taxes back for working for the academy, and it feels good. But Terrence, I guess later on, I'll holler at you because I want to make sure I send them all the right documentation, so nobody gets in trouble.
Yeah, man, you gotta send everybody the right stuff. Make sure the withholding's correct on there. Make sure everything's correct. So when they go to file their taxes, they're not calling you.
Another question, and this is good for parents. Parents, this is specifically for us. So the boys worked for me all year last year. How do children file separately, or should we still be able to file them on our taxes even though they had jobs this year? Like how is
also
that?
It depends on how much they made. It's a threshold there. They made under that threshold, then they don't have to file that money. You can still claim your kid. Say your kid's you still in school and you're still supporting that kid. You can still claim that kid even though they work. And then basically, when they file their tax return, they'll just state on their tax return that they're claimed as a dependent on another tax return.
Okay, so when we file for them, I mean, you'll be doing it for us. It's like, just for clarity for the people that don't know, when the kids still have to file because they did work, but we could still claim them as long as they didn't exceed, what is it, like 12,000 and some change or something?
Hold on, it might change.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know the number won't be exact. I think it's like 12K or something, because I knew I didn't want to give them, not that I'm being selfish, but I didn't want to pay them more than $1,000 a month to make sure that it was tax free. And I don't know if COVID, I know all last year. Luckily, we didn't do this last year because all them COVID credits and taxes.
Yeah, it's 12,950 is the number this year, is the exact number.
Okay, so 12,950, and like I said, I made sure that none of them made over $1,000 a month, so I know they below that. Okay,
yeah.
So they'll
so I mean, they below that. They don't even have to file that, and you can still write it off though, even though they're not gonna file. Like, that's one of the good loopholes about hiring your kids. You could keep them all under that 12,000 number, and you can still write it off.
Parents, entrepreneurial parents, listen to the gem he just gave y'all. I have all three of my sons are working for me. That's about 37K of untaxed income. Obviously, they have to legally work for you. They have to have a job and actually earn the wages. But that's 36K of income that's untaxed that I can pour into my family. That's the true meaning of generational wealth. I'm taking the money that I'm making and I'm giving it to my kids tax free, without having to Uncle Sam touch it. Uncle Sam, he wants to touch everything.
But not only that, you get a tax break on it.
Look, I ain't know that. There you go.
Yeah, because you still. Yeah, that's a write-off for you. That's still a write-off for you, though. So you get, you do get a tax break on that money because that's money that your business paid out. So you can't be taxed on that money because you paid it out.
See? Look, I'm learning. I'm learning more all the time. This is why I just give him my paperwork and I trust him, because of stuff like this, y'all. So I want y'all to understand, man. Listen, he gonna get it. T, I know you said you gotta go. You gotta go around now, right? I don't want you to.
Yeah. I got a few more minutes, couple more minutes.
Tamaya, Tamaya said no. I was letting her know I was talking to you. I think that's it. I'm good for our FAQs. TikTok hasn't asked any questions recently. Shanice, Tamaya, y'all got anything?
Nope.
Only thing I got is basically I need to have kids, and then I need to write them off, put them to work.
Whoa. Pause.
Where's the money at?
As a parent, I want you to pause on that decision. That is
Right.
not.
Please.
Hey, people, listen, because this is being recorded. Do not use that reasoning to have children, y'all. Please.
You're gonna spend way more than a tax break.
Yeah.
Listen, please. I apologize for the inconvenience that we might have caused anyone for that. But Tamaya, you are tripping. All three of us are parents, and we can tell you. You love them to death. Don't get me wrong.
I'm just kidding.
You love them with everything that you have, but if your reasoning is a tax break, pause.
Nah, I'm watching y'all from afar. Y'all got this, okay?
He talking about I gotta have kids. Nah, I'd rather pay taxes. Well, yeah, man. That's it. That's all I got. Look, we appreciate you, T. Again, guys, if you guys are watching it live or late, it's two ways to reach him. If you guys here are in Orlando with us, you can actually come into his office, 3610 Columbia Street, Orlando, Florida. His name is Terrence. Just go ahead and ask for him. Don't go in the office and just get anybody. You want to specifically ask for Terrence, man. Don't get the gems from T and then go to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? We want to keep it in the family. Mm-hmm. Alternatively, if you guys aren't in Orlando, you can text taxes to 352-329-3132, and you'll get the automated text with his calendar link so you can schedule a free consultation. No obligation consultation, y'all. He's not going to try to sell
that's something that's something that I want to say. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The consultation is completely free, and we could go all the way as far as, telling you exactly how much I can get you back, and that still won't cost you anything. Until you decide, that's what you want to do, that you want to go with me. So not only can you call, have a consultation, you can send everything over. I'll work the return. I'll let you know, this is how much you're going to get back. If you like that number, then of course you sign off on it and you go with me. So yeah, it's completely free. Don't be afraid, to call and think, if you spend an hour of my time or something like that, I'm going to try and, charge you for something, or if I give you an estimate, I'm gonna charge you for anything, so yeah, it's completely free. Call, don't worry about, how much you make, how little you made, call, text, set the appointment, because like, you never know, it might be a way I can help you. And, and KP will tell you, what I'm saying, if it's a situation where, your return, your stuff is really that simple, I'll be honest with you and tell you, I was like, hey, this is really simple. You might be able to do it on your own, and save yourself the fee. So, I'll let you know, I'll be honest with you, because at the end of the day, that's the best way to do it. Make sure everybody's happy, make sure your customers are happy. So don't be afraid, to have the conversation, to have someone look up your taxes.
All right, I forgot Facebook. I'm not getting a notification. I want to see if they have anything in here. We got some likes. All right, I think we're good. Cool, we're good. So appreciate you again, Terrence, man. Thank you for coming on, spitting that game. Anybody that wants to schedule a free consultation, like I said, the link is here.
Oh, hey, KP.
Go ahead.
I almost forgot. Also, my company's running a promotion. If you file taxes with us this year, you'll be entered into a contest for a free house, new built house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but you have to file. So the only thing that you would pay on the house is, the taxes on the land. That's it. The house completely free, brand new house, 3-bed, 2-bath. You could live in it, you could rent it, you could sell it. I know all y'all out there playing the Powerball, playing the lottery, trying to win some life-changing money. These odds are a whole lot better. The only people in this contest are people who file taxes with us. And after you file, you can actually buy more tickets for $50 after you file. So it's not just one, you get one free one for filing, but then after that, if you want to buy more, you can. So, that's a great thing. That's a great opportunity, to be able to, a free house. If you already own a home, you can have a vacation home, I guess, or you can have a rental home, an Airbnb house. So it's a great opportunity.
Where's the house at? It's in Florida.
Yeah, it's in Florida.
It's
And
near
like
the
I said,
ocean. Look,
Even in
It's in the
Florida,
ocean.
if you don't want
Where's
to move to the house, it's free. You can sell it. That's what
Regardless,
no,
That's
I'm
what
for Airbnb purposes. That's what I was looking
Yeah.
like. Wait a minute. So I'm
what I
following
wanna
you.
know.
I'll
Can
do
me and
that.
Jazz file separate this year so we get 2 chances to enter? Because man, like, how that work? Because now I think I want my kids to all file taxes. That give us 5 chances. You know what I'm saying? All that we was talking about earlier, we disregard all of that. I need all my chances. That's it. If the Elevation Academy wins it, we're gonna have half off Airbnbs for the first year, man. Look. But yeah, man. I appreciate you, Terrence. Like I said, I gotta we're good. I'm out of questions. TikTok's out of questions. The ladies, I guess we're out of questions. But if you guys want that, text that number. It is not listen, it's free game, free consultations. Y'all done seen all the games we gave y'all for free. Hell, I learned something today. So again,
potentially free house.
Yeah, hey, look, that's the icing on the cake. You want to live for free? I ain't gonna say live for free, but you can get a free house. But that's it, T. Appreciate you, man. And we're good. We're good to sign
All
up.
right. All right. Appreciate you guys having me.
All right, TikTok. I will see